Welcome to the ABCs with Mr. Steve. My name is Mr. Steve and today's letter of the day is the letter E. If you look closely enough, you'll notice that you can find the letter E in just about every building you go into. It's true. Right over the doors, there are red letters. E-X-I-T. That spells exit. And exit is where you go when you're ready to leave. But, of course, we don't go in exits unless we're with our grown-up. Let's see what else starts with the letter E. E is also for elf. This is our elf on the shelf. Do you have an elf on the shelf? If you do, you know that the elves like to hide. They're really tricky. You never know when they're going to go hide. Wait, where'd it go? We better go find him. Where did that elf go? Those elves are very tricky at hiding. Keep your eyes open too, because maybe you'll see them. They like to hide behind things, under things. They do like to hide up high. I just don't know where this elf went. I guess it went out of this room. Do you remember what that word is when we leave a room? Exit? Let's exit this room. We'll find it somewhere else. We have different parts of our bodies that start with the letter E. Ears starts with E. Elbows starts with E. Even though it sounds like it should start with L, it starts with E. And another part of our body that starts with E are our eyes. Eyes starts with E. Isn't that silly? It sounds like I should start with I, but it starts with E. E is also for elephant. Do you remember last year when we went to the zoo to see elephants? That was so much fun. Chicken, there must be something else that starts with letter E. I know there's lots of words, but I can't think of any more. What? Do you know what? What's that? What's that? An egg! You're so smart, Chicken. Where did that come from? Anyway, egg starts with E, and you know what? Let's read a story about an egg. I have a good story about a good egg. The story that we're going to read is The Good Egg by Jory, John, and Pete Oswald. Now you can see egg is spelled right there, E-G-G. I put the E on the board behind me just so we can remember that egg starts with E. Have you read this story before? This is a good story. Oh, hello. I was just rescuing this cat. Do you know why? Because I'm a good egg. A very good egg. It's true. I do all kinds of good things, like I'll carry your groceries, I'll water your plants, I'll change your tires, I'll paint your house. If you need any help whatsoever, I'm your egg. I've always been a good egg. It's been this way from the start, even in my earliest days back at the store. There were a dozen of us living together under one recycled roof. The word dozen means 12, so there were 12 eggs all living together in one roof, in one house. There was Meg and Peg and Greg and Clegg and Shell and Shelly and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and the other Frank. The other 11 eggs weren't exactly on their best behavior. They weren't really good. They ignored their bedtime. They only ate sugary cereal. They threw tantrums. They cried for no reason. And they broke their stuff on purpose. Meanwhile, I tried to take charge. I tried to fix their bad behavior. I tried to keep the peace because I was a good egg. A very good egg. Nobody seemed to care, though. Every night I was exhausted. My head felt scrambled. Then, one fateful morning, I noticed there were some cracks in my shell. They were everywhere. My doctor said it was from all the pressure I was putting on myself. The pressure of making sure that everybody was as good as me. I was cracking up, literally. Something had to change. I had had enough. Enough. I told Meg and Peg and Clegg and Greg and Shell and Shelby and Sheldon and Shelby and Egbert and Frank and other Frank that I was leaving. I can only be good for so long in a bad carton, I said. Blah, 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 they replied. I left that night. I wandered from town to town. The hours became days. The days became weeks. I lost track of time. I was all alone. Out there on the road, under the stars, I really tried to focus on myself and what I needed. I took walks. I read books. I floated in the river. I wrote in my journal. I found simple moments to be quiet. I breathed in and I breathed out. I even started painting. For once, I found time for me. And guess what? Little by little, the cracks in my eggshell started to heal. My head no longer felt scrambled. I started to feel like myself again. So I've made a big decision. I'm returning to my old carton and my old friends. Besides, I'm kind of lonely out here. This time, I know what I need to do. I'll try not to worry so much. I'll be good to my fellow eggs while also being good to myself. Okay, here we go. Oh, look, everybody missed me. I missed them too. There they are. And they have a sign that says, "Welcome home." Hello, Meg. Howdy, Peg. Hey, Greg. Greetings, Clegg. What's up, Shell? Aloha, Shelly. Hey, yo, Sheldon. Hi, Shelby. Good day, Egbert. What's happening, Frank? Howdy do, other Frank. Sure, every once in a while, somebody's still a little bit bad, but it's not like before. Here's what I realized. The other eggs aren't perfect, and I don't have to be either. I'm okay with that. Yep, the old carton is back together. We're a solid dozen again. It's good to be home. And do you see that somebody's drawing underwear? Isn't that silly? And that's the end of that story. If you like this story, Jory, John, and Pete Oswald wrote 2 other books that are along the same lines. One's called The Bad Seed, and the other one's called The Cool Beans. So look for those at your local public library. Well, I started thinking about eggs, and I had a whole bunch of these plastic eggs. I wanted to show you some fun things that you could do with these eggs. Are you ready to see? You could put stuff inside your egg, get 2 spoons, and wrap it up, and you made maracas. Speaking of putting things inside the eggs, you could play an egg shaker guessing game. Here's how it works. Just put some things inside your eggs, shake them up, and then see if the person can guess what it is that's inside of there. Do you know what this could be? What's your guess? Let's find out. They were beads. Did you guess pony beads? That was a tricky one. Okay, listen carefully. We're going to try a different one. Ready? That one doesn't sound quite as high pitched. Do you have a guess for that one? Let's open it up and see. Did you guess Legos? Well, see, this is a fun game. You could put anything inside those eggs and shake them up and see if your grown-up or your brother or sister or your friend can guess what's inside. And this is an excellent way to help with sight words. Do you see the word that's on there right now? C-A-T spells cat. I'm going to show you something though. These letters come apart. So A-T is together on this egg, and the letter C is on this egg. So when you put it together, you make the word cat. But this is a fun activity because you can twirl your egg, and now you made another word. B-A-T spells bat. And then M-A-T spells mat. And then one more. H-A-T spells hat. So we made 4 words that rhyme. Mat, hat, bat, and cat. You could make these at home too. If you like crafts, you could make bugs using your egg. Now, as you see, we put eyes and a smiley face, some pipe cleaners through to make it look like a good bug. But this isn't just an ordinary bug, it's a light up bug. So if you put a little tea light, it's not real, it's just something we use batteries for. You can turn that on, put it inside, and now you're gonna have a light up bug. Isn't that neat? So we have a couple different ideas. That's how we made ours. You can make yours any way you want to. A fun game I like to play is a spoon and egg race. Each person gets a spoon and an egg on your spoon, and then you have to walk, balancing that egg on your spoon the whole way, and have a race to see who can get where they are going first without dropping the egg. I should tell you, this is a great time to mention that you do want to use plastic eggs. Don't use real eggs because you are going to get in trouble if you drop a real egg, right? And we don't want that to happen. So an egg and spoon race is fun. You could also jump and try to balance it on there. You could do all sorts of things. Hold it on your forehead. Maybe even hold it in your mouth. You could also make wee wobblers. Aren't they cute? Here's how wee wobblers work. You open up your egg and you put in some Play-Doh or something like Play-Doh on the bottom, and then you close it up. You can put on some eyes, draw a nose and a mouth, and then you can just put them down and they wobble. See? They're wee wobblers. The last activity I wanted to show you is memory. I took apart all of the eggs so that we have 12 egg halves. Underneath each of the egg halves is a googly eye. We're going to see if we can find the matches. There are 12 different googly eyes hiding, and they each have a match. So let's see. There's blue and red. That's not a match. Let's see. There's yellow and white. Nope, that's not a match either. There's yellow and blue. Where was that other yellow? Yellow and yellow. There's a match. So you keep on playing until you get all of the matches. Well, that's the end of today's Letter E episode of the ABCs with Mr. Steve. I hope you had fun, everybody. I'll see you next week for the letter F. Bye.